let's go into this reading here. The first thing that really jumped out at me here is, first of all, we have a water sign. So this is a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. And I'm feeling for many of you, this is somebody that you are like, they're mentioning emotionally in tune with. Okay, so this is somebody that very often comes to you. This is you here as the Queen of Wands. Somebody who's very independent, who's very opinionated, who is kind of like, they see you, this person sees you as like the pillar of strength and the pillar of stability. And they usually come to you for advice, or they really care about you, and they're trying to make a romantic gesture for towards you. For some of you, I feel like this is a romantic partner or somebody that like a romantic interest. But it seems to me very one-sided. It's almost like they really like you a lot more than you like them. And so they're coming in with kind of like in a shy, off-handed type of way, like not really sure where they stand with you, not really sure how to court you, how to make an offer to you. And I feel like you're trying to assess this person, and you're like, oh, I know that you like me. Why don't you just spit it out and be done with it? And so you're waiting for them to make a move, and they're going about it in a very roundabout type of way. So you might be as well dealing with a Cancer. This is Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, but the roundabout way that they're handling this situation makes me feel like it might be a Cancer. So you're waiting on it. There's going to be, some talk, some discussion, some romantic gesture, flirtation coming through from their end, but it's coming in a way where it's very indirect. Okay. And then for others of you, I feel like this might be a family member, possibly a mother figure, or somebody that is in your family circle, family environment, cousins, extended family members, relatives. This is somebody that's kind of like always on the down and outs. They might have some financial issues linked up with them, financial shortages, financial, just like woes that they're dealing with. And they see that you're in a space where you are really abundant, and they are coming in not to solicit you so much for money, but I feel like they're coming in to solicit advice. They're coming in to ask for assistance. They're feeling down on their luck. They're feeling emotionally drained. They might have children that are emotionally draining them here with this Page of Pentacles. And so they really want you to kind of chip in. They want you to help out. They want you to be understanding. But I feel like your patience might be wearing a little bit thin with this water sign, because you feel like they're not taking charge. You feel like they're not ambitious enough. And you feel like the choices that they've made have been kind of poor, where they're not taking ownership for their responsibilities. So you're kind of straddling the fence. Like, should I help them or shouldn't I? Should I hear this sob story, or should I just, brusquely like brush it off because I've heard it before? So there is going to be some major reassessment here happening in this interaction between you and an, excuse me, and a water sign. So Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. What I have as well with the Chariot card, and this card across the board has been coming out upright, reverse for many, many signs. The Chariot is forward momentum, forward movement, drive, ambition, a lot of discipline that you are bringing into your life, harnessing, into your life. So I feel like for many of you, you are being very strict and very stringent and very disciplined with your money, which is really good. And I'm really glad to see this for you guys as the first sign of the zodiac. I feel like you can go a little bit wild when it comes to money. So you want to be a little bit careful about this. I feel like many of you are saving up. Many of you are trying to, I see a lot of people, dieting, wanting to slim down, wanting to bulk up, wanting to shape up. So you're doing a lot of meal preparation rather than going out. I feel like you're saving money that way. And then for others of you, it's like curbing your emotional spending, being very diligent about, do I really need this, or do I just want it? Do I really want to waste this much money on this, or should I put it into my, savings account? So being very diligent about not emotionally spend money. And then I'm also seeing for others of you, they mentioned like, new cars, possibly a new car, which means a new payment, like a new monthly payment that you have to do on a regular basis. So you're trying to save up for all of these things that you feel are essential. So I feel like a lot of control is being brought into your life for this month in terms of how you feel, what your drives and ambitions are, how to get ahead, how to, take care of all these practical responsibilities. And you're at a point where I feel like there's a lot of maturation happening in your own life. So we have this person coming through, and people are going to be coming in, and you're going to feel like, oh, I have to help them out. But the thing is, pick your battles. You're not here to help other people to fix their lives. You're not here to constantly be on the beck and call. So just be careful about, people using your goodwill, and especially people resorting to this, constantly resorting to it and guilt tripping you, because this can indicate using manipulation in order to win somebody over, using manipulation in order to guilt trip somebody. Okay. It's a little bit of a underhanded type of way, being very indirect, not stating and seeing clearly what we want, and being very wishy-washy. So we're talking about that type of energy here. On top of that, we have here an earth sign, so a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And this is somebody I feel like you were emotionally connected to as well. And I feel like this is somebody that you might have shared resources with, you might have children with, or you might have really looked up to, admired at one point. I feel like for many of you, this might be a father figure, where he's just seems to me a little bit burnt out. So whoever this person is, if you share assets with them, I feel like you're gonna feel like you want to give them your 2 cents. You're gonna feel like, you know what, you're messing up, let me tell you how to do things. But you're gonna hold your tongue, because once again, I feel like you're holding back, and it's not your place. You know that you don't want to step on toes, and you know that it is their battle that they need to fight. And so you are gonna be walking away from conflict, walking away, and also possibly seeing this person in a new light, whereas before you really looked up to them, admired them, saw them in a different light. I feel like this interaction is going to reveal to you. It's like clarity. It's like, things being brought out of the darkness into the light. So you're going to get some information, and the way this person behaves is going to reveal to you that you weren't all that great. You're not being emotionally supportive, or I feel like they're not being emotionally supportive. You might come to realize that, and you might also realize that they're not doing or behaving in a correct way for you to handle this interaction with them. Okay. I feel a lot of family members for many of you, and I also feel love interests for others. Okay. What is coming through next? We have here the Five of Pentacles. So this is a situation where it deals with like feeling on the outs, being cast out from society, being cast out from a social group, being cast out from, somebody that we trust. It's like two people whose paths are diverging. So whereas in the past you tried to keep things together, now you might realize that, I'm better than this. I don't want to be in this situation. I feel like many of you are doing this, kind of like stopping communication with an earth sign. Okay, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. In the past, I feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself, and this might be an ex-relationship partner where you're just no longer jiving with their energy. You might have been stuck on them for quite some time, but I feel like this is the month where you start to pick your battle. You start to see them in a different light, and you also start to feel like they weren't there for me when times were hard. They might have had a tendency to just slip away, like run out or, run away when things got hard. And every time, you try to move away, they always reel you back in for whatever reason. And you might have felt like you were the person constantly helping out, doing a lot, overextending in the relationship. And there wasn't a lot of self-awareness from their end. There wasn't a lot of self-awareness. There wasn't a lot of insights on their end. And the situation was just, it seemed like one person was doing all the work. And then it seemed like when things got hard, they're nowhere to be found. You know, I feel like this energy definitely can flow both ways because I do sense that you have a tendency as well. It's kind of like fight or flight. When things do get hard, you do get kind of like emotionally scared. Not that you're physically scared, but you do get emotionally scared and you don't know how to deal with it. So you try your best to process it, right? So you need some time away from the situation to process it. But I feel like there is an interaction in your life here, a major, major significant relationship where emotions are not being expressed clearly between you and that person. I feel an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. There might as well, you know, be like very good intentions from their end, but it just seems like your paths are diverging. You need to let it go. Karma being released here, okay? And then we end up as well with the Star card, which is basically overcoming hardships, overcoming a situation where we feel like, oh, was it my fault or was it their fault? Well, it takes two to tango, but the point is, with the Star card, it indicates healing. It indicates basically seeing the bigger picture, seeing that it might not be me or it might not be their fault. It's just as a unit together, we don't work well together. And then for others, I feel like there is massive, major overcoming of financial hardships, okay, as a couple, as a unit, or even as an individual. Taking control back of your life, overcoming external relationship challenges as well as financial hardships. If you've been, you know, on that boat for quite some time and it was very rocky, very unstable, I feel like there's major breakthrough happening for you. I feel for many of you, it could come via a new job. For others of you, it's like being given more responsibility, whereas before you were giving this much responsibility and you were making this much money with the Page of Swords, which is not, Page of Pentacles, which is not a lot. Now you're being given additional responsibilities where you can really help others, or you can be in a position where other people are starting to see your skills, what you bring to the table, your assets, your ability to assess and work through problems really fast. I feel like they're liking that about you. They like that you're a go-getter, you're a self-starter. You don't idle and wait around. You make things happen. So I see a lot of forward movement, fast moving energy and momentum happening for you guys. You're going to be breaking out of your isolation as well. So social circle, people coming in and, you know, making your social life very vibrant again. Okay. So what was on hold before, I feel like it's coming back together once again.